Hello, my name is Waxo, and today I wanted to go through and show you guys the state of the solo chest right now. Because in my last video, the loot in the solo Blackstone camps was really good, and they nerfed it to the ground, so I went ahead and checked what content I should be doing for silver. Alright, so I decided to start off by doing some tier 7 solo Blackstone camps, and I got 3 green chests and 1 blue, and I actually really do enjoy the green chest. Like, the amount of fame you get out of it is actually really good, but the only problem is that when you start opening the blue and purple ones, the amount of silver you get out of it, and even the fame, is just so low that it just does not feel worth it. And at the same time, while I'm doing these camps, there's constantly like other solos that are trying to fight me for it. There's also like groups that will literally just go around and gank people doing solo camps because they can't kill other groups. So it's like, you're going through all this risk of like losing your sat to go get like 30k, 20k out of these chests, or basically no money at all and just fame. That's the main reason why you'll see me go out mostly in 4.1s or 4.2s, because it's relatively cheap, like only from like 70 to maybe 150,000 for my sets. And it's like, unless you get super lucky with the drops, or like you're really good at PvP, all it takes is just a group to show up, or a rat to come after you beat someone in a 1v1, and then you've lost it all basically. Oh my god, I can't see. Alright, and now swapping over to the tier 7 solo dungeons. I'm not even going to say anything about this. I'm just going to let you guys enjoy the numbers you see on the screen. And we're just going to forget these things even exist. And our last stop of today's video is going to be inside of the mist. As you can see here, the typical nature versus nature fights, it's just... I even got, I got more money killing this 4-1 nature than I have in, any of my chests so far, so, yeah. Even this chest didn't give me jack. I gotta give the Albion does one thing, though. It's a lot of stuff isn't really worth your time, and you really have to get lucky for it to be worth it. Sometimes, every now and then, when you do get something good, it's like a feels good moment, right? Because it's it gives you that dopamine hit of oh, I just got something massive. This was worth my time, finally. But in order to reach those moments, you have to go through multiple hours of shitty chests and just the stuff that isn't worth it, or you're dying constantly, you're getting ganked. But then it's the only thing that really keeps you going is the fact that, every now and then you get these little good moments. A good way to determine if you're making a decent amount of silver is if you're being able to buy off your investment, like the set that you invested in order to do that content. Are you being able to pay it off and getting a bit more after it? Is a good way to see if you're doing really well. And would you look at that? We actually managed to find ourselves a little legendary, and the guy just knocked down on his knees. And I got there at the perfect timing to just be able to kick him. That's some free loot delivered to me, and I soon realized why this guy was knocked down, because in the recent patch, they recently buffed all the tier 8 mobs, and I didn't realize that the elites were literally so strong that it was impossible to do. Even for a guy that was in 6-1 carving, he couldn't do this. And this is what I'm talking about. They overtuned this stuff, because they basically, what they did is they didn't want people in low gear to be able to do higher end content. But it's not even worth investing the gear into it, because that chest at the end of it gave me jack shit. So imagine getting a tier 8 set just so you could do tier 8 content, and it's still struggling to do it, and then you get that chest at the end of it, like a green one or that blue one that had absolutely nothing into it. And it's I just invested all this money and I just got jack shit back. And that's what I'm saying. What they're doing wrong with this game is just, it's not worth the investment. That's why I quickly adopted the philosophy of the rat, why spend 50 million just to be getting 20k, 100k out of these chests? And maybe even a million, but that's every I don't know, every hour maybe you can make a million, and that's gonna be 50 hours of gameplay you need just to be able to pay off your set. Meanwhile, I can take out a little 70k set or 150, and I can do all the same content except for the tier 8s now, at least the tier 8 elite mobs. And I could just make shit tons of silver with lower tier sets. And even if I do die, I've only lost 70k, which I can make back really fast. So, in conclusion, go with the way of the rat. Go low, make big. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next ones.